Alright, welcome to this assignment right here. We're on 5.11.5. We're going to style this table, which you can see has been pulled up right here on the web page. We got three colors. Yours will probably be a little bit different in your assignment, but the idea is going to be the same no matter what colors you need or want to put in there. This assignment does give us a lot of freedom. They don't give us any specific values to put in. We're just going to put in our own, and it should work. So to start out, we can see up here at the top we got the head with title and link right there to the style sheet. In the body we have a level 1 header, and then we have a table which we saw in the web page here. Right here there's our level 1 header, and in that table we have a first table header row with table headings for the three columns, and then we have down below that the table body, which has the table rows, 1, 2, 3 different table rows for 3 different colors. And again, your colors may be different, but you notice in these 3 different colors that they've already given these IDs, which show up in the style sheet here as IDs for these 3 different colors, and given these 3 different backgrounds, which is how they color the 3 boxes, how the color appears in the table. So we're gonna use the same idea to create 2 more colors in the table. And so we're going to start with the table row here, and in that table row we're going to have table data, and we need 3 different entries there. So that's 1, there's 2, and here's 3. So this sets up a new row in my table. So if I come back here and reload, the row shows up, but again there's no text or colors to put into that row, so it's just kind of, it's not showing anything in that row other than that it exists. Coming back to the index though, what we're going to do is take these, take that code that I just put in there, and I'm just going to do Control-C, go down a couple lines and do Control-V so I don't have to retype all that stuff in. It's going to save a little bit of time and stress. Well, for me, stress because I stink at typing, but in any case, now when I come in here, I now have the 2 separate rows. What I need now are 2 different colors to put in. So let's see, there's our table. We got some decent colors there. Let's go for something a little bit more yellow on this one. So here's my color names. There's the URL to W3 Schools. And again, I'm looking for something a little bit more, I guess maybe, I don't know, gold. Gold seems like it's fine, but maybe something a little bit more bright yellow. Well, yellow looks like it's pretty good, so let's go with that one. So we're going to say first up what was in our table. First, the color hex code, name of the color. Looks like that's backwards. Not that it's going to matter. Excuse me. So I'm gonna keep there with the name first, which is just in this case yellow, and then we have the hex code. So it's going to be pound, or for some people that say hashtag, but what was that? FFFF00. So let's put that in there. FFFF00. And then here, again, we're just going to give an ID to this last cell in the table. The ID will be the name of the color, yellow, just so we don't have to think about that too much when we come here to the style sheet to put that in there. Well, let's see how that shows up now in our table. You know, it is bothering me that that's showing up. So up here I'm going to switch these. Let's change this to color hex code to the second entry, and then the name, I'm just going to cut that out and paste it here. Looks like everything looks good. Let's try that again then. Reload. Now everything looks pretty good, and the only thing that's missing is the color, which we're going to take care of in the style sheet. So coming back to the index, we need one more color. And again, what colors do we have? Again, I'm just kind of mixing it up. We're going to have yellow there, blue, red, green, yellow. I guess orange would work, but let's go with something a little bit more purplish, just to give it a little variety here. So violet, well, I think violet's okay, but it's just me, guys. I just want something a little darker. Okay, well, purple seems like it's a little too cliche, so I'm going to go with Rebecca purple, which I'm not familiar with. Rebecca purple on this one. Let's make sure I spelt that right. Rebecca, R-E-B-E-C-C-A. That looks good. and it's 6633.99 for the hex code, 6633.99. And again, for the ID here, ID equals quotations. Well, it's just going to be Rebecca Purple, close quotations. Now again, that color is not going to show up in the table, but as I put it in, at least the text shows up, and that looks pretty good. I just need background colors to show up in the table, so let's go to the style sheet, and here at the bottom, let's give ourselves more space. It's an ID, so we're going to have the pound sign right there. And let's see, the first color we chose was yellow. So if I have that right, if I have a mistake in there, then I'll just fix it. But put that on the next line. Again, we want a background dash color to match the color that we've chosen, which is the ID name, and that's, well, yellow for this one. So if I save and reload, now it shows up with that yellow color. The last one, Rebecca Purple. So that was the name of it for the ID. Rebecca. Notice the R there is lowercase. That's what we needed. That's what we wanted. And then I did a uppercase P for camel case there for the capital P purple. Let's see if I can get that right. Okay, so again, background dash color colon. And again, this one is Rebecca Purple. Let's see if that shows up. Come back to the page and reload. There it is. Okay, the last thing they want us to do is to work on the table. What they want us to do is to change the thickness of the border, the color of the border, and the style of the border. For the border, you only have 4 different styles. Let's see if I can remember. You got solid, you have dotted, dashed, and double. So I'll show each of those 4, and then you can decide which one you want. Well, let's go to the table tag. We want to give these styles. Let's see, we're going to give the, we're going to start with a border color. Okay, now you get to choose the color. Let's think about the colors that I got. I guess orange is the one. We got 3 primary colors pretty much, and then they're mixtures, but orange is missing. So let's go with something a little bit orange on this one. There's our color, excuse me, color names. Orange, red looks good. So I'm going to go with orange, red, no spaces. And let's see what that does. Our web page, reload. There it is. That's orange, red right there. Okay, now let's give it some thickness. That's border dash width, border width. You give it however much width or thickness you want. And so again, like 10 pixels, for example, that's 10 pixels of thickness. Some students were like, let's try 100 pixels of thickness, and you know, it gets pretty thick, you guys. So there it is. You know, is there a reason why you'd want it that thick? Perhaps, like if you really wanted to emphasize it. I thought 10 looked pretty good. Some students went with 5, and again, it's really up to you how thick you want that border. But you can, it's not really solid because you can see there's kind of like a gradient thing going on in there. So we're going to go to border dash style colon, and then again, I'm going to show you all 4 of your options. You got solid, which again is going to take away the gradientness of the border there. So if I reload, it's completely all that orange color. Or we can go with dashed, D-A-S-H-E-D, and when we come in here now, it's a dashed border. You can do dotted, so D-O-T-T-E-D, and that will show up like this. You know, it's not bad. Same with dashed, and then double is our last one, D-O-U-B-L-E, and that gives us something that looks like this. So it doesn't matter which of those that you choose, just choose one of them and go with it. I'm just going to stick with double just because that's the last one I put in. Excuse me, and well, that's all we got for this one. So the code that we put in is here. Those are the 2 extra colors we put in, including the 2 rows of the table that we put in these lines of code. So if you need that code, now's a good time to pause the video and get it. But if you're good there, there's the style sheet. And that is all the code we put into the style sheet. So again, this is a good time to pause the video. But that's going to do it for us.